This is the weekly reading for Wednesday, July 23rd. Whenever you come across this video, it is in the exact timing that you are meant to hear it. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm just opening up with a clearing and calling in the highest and greatest good for everybody who comes onto this video, that each message may be of the highest and greatest good for each individual, for the collective, and for the planet. And so it is. So this energy has been quite interesting lately. So much so my sage does not want to go out. There's been a massive clearing, a massive purge, a massive wave of solar flare and solar activity. And it's really bringing emotions to the surface. It was this tail end of Cancer energy as we now enter Leo energy. And we're still in this kind of transitional space between the two. And we have a new moon in Leo tomorrow. And the energy is going to shift. It really is. There is a massive wave of anxiety, a massive wave of heightened feelings. And sometimes the anxiety is excitement, misplaced or misperceived. And there could be other emotions, right? I can share that for me, I'm noticing this really high frequency, and my body is really requiring space and stillness to receive it. And not just space and stillness, meaning not moving myself, but more so being in my own energy. Because as I've gone out into the town, there's a lot of hustle and bustle right now. I live in a tourist town in Glastonbury, England, and it is so busy here right now. There was like two really big tour buses that came to drop off like a whole load of tourists, right? Two loads of tourists. And we just celebrated the Magdalene Feast Day yesterday here, and so many events, so many people from all over the world coming here to celebrate this special day. And yeah, it's like I can feel so much. So what my message is within this is that everyone who is an empath is going to be feeling this heightened emotion, and to be in our own space, even if it's not possible all the time, to give ourselves moments of space to really identify, okay, what am I feeling? And what am I feeling when I'm around others? Because when I'm around others, I may be picking up everything that they are experiencing and feeling. So at least when I come back into my own energy, I can feel what is going on. And a really great practice that I'm just being guided to share right now is to, when you feel an emotion, identify where that prominent emotion is in your body. And if it's something that you want to work at releasing, start to communicate with your body. Start to use your hands to send yourself healing energy, to send clearing, right? Your hands are an extension of your heart. And there is so much power in the hands. So if you just take your palms together, start to rub them. This is going to create heat. And breathe through your nose. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Now slowly start to separate the palms. And you'll feel that magnetic pull. You'll feel the energy as you bring the hands further apart. It's like they're being magnetized back together. So we have this field of energy around us, this aura, this magnetic field. And so when we work with our hands, we can direct energy, we can move energy, And anything that we experience first comes into our aura, first comes into our magnetic field before it actually enters our physical body. That is sickness, illness included. So when we start to feel things, we can start to actively work on it. So if I'm feeling something, at the right side of my ear, I can work at clearing it with intention. So the key to doing this work is to be intentional, to create a safe and sacred space, to be in your own energy, and to open your heart to the possibility and the potential of healing, of clearing, of empowerment, and just really being present with yourself. We are really in a time where this is a non-negotiable. Being present with ourself to really tune in to what our body is saying. So that leads me right into this reading. And I feel like this new moon in Leo energy is coming in really strongly with this as well, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is our vitality. It's our nervous system. It is, it's our unique expression. And in order for us to be our full creative expression and share with the world who we are, our physical body has to come with us. It is so important that we take care of our physical body, right? So it's time. It's time to listen. It's time to fine tune. And with this Mercury in retrograde, right? Mercury's in retrograde in Leo until August 11th. So we have this opportunity to really refine, reassess, reevaluate, recalibrate our entire system so that we are ready to shine brighter, so that we are ready to fully express our creativity. So it's time to do the inner work so that we can be open to share in a way that we've never shared before. So with that being said, we're going to come right into, I'm being called to these ones. So coming right into the cards. Oh, and there's a couple that flew out immediately. So we're working with the Avebury cards now. The Avebury light codes. So the first card that came out was Galactic Record Keeper. You are a transient being of light, held by the stars. Go beyond your humanity. So you can see, it's just what I was talking about this really high frequency energy that's coming in right now. The energy is coming in for us to be upgraded, for us to awaken to our senses beyond the five senses, right? It's like our inner sense, our clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, our intuitive psychic abilities, our telepathy. So many of our gifts are coming online in a way they never have before. So you may notice more synchronicities, more signs, more messages, more opportunities, things like this coming in. So knowing that you are this embodiment, you are made of the stars, right? You are made of the earth and the stars. Our body is as the earth. It's the physical vessel. And we are as above, so below, right? The cosmos are an expression through us as we are an expression of them. So allowing yourself this knowingness that you are a being of light. So another thing I want to share, go beyond your humanity. So what I like to look at, because there's a lot of us that have been on the path for a long time, and even if you're newer on the path of your awakening, I remember starting out on my journey and just being so addicted to being out of my body, to being connected to the universe, right? To being just an open channel and just like, living up here, right? And it's so important that we are here in our physical body. So with this card, it's like, yes, we are the stars, but how are we going to anchor that in? And I don't mean anchor like you're stuck. I mean grounding ourselves in the earth so that we can be the living embodiment and living example of the stars in motion. So again, there's that message, right? Work with the body. We need to work with the body now. We need to recalibrate the body, take care of the body, listen to the body so that these upgrades can come through and be expanded out. Next card, the Sanctuary, inner power, inner beauty. Never forget you are enough in every situation. In every way, you are enough. So, as I was saying earlier, there are these emotions that are coming up. It's like the old patterns, the old programs, the old traumas, the old experiences. It's the coping mechanisms. It's the limiting beliefs that we adopted in our childhood. And it's the insecurities, specifically the insecurities that we experienced in childhood that are coming up right now. And I had a conversation with a friend just yesterday, and she said something like about not being aware of something. Okay, I was avoiding something. I was avoiding this, so now it's coming up and I'm seeing it. And my guidance just said, no, it's like now you're ready. So it was actually unconscious before. So this is the nature of what is being dismantled and purged and released and rising to the surface. It's like that deep, deep stuff that is like so unconscious. And then from that experience of whatever is being lifted out of us, right? These emotions, the insecurities that we're experiencing, there may be flashbacks from your childhood. You may have exact situations with people that either are in your family that were part of that dynamic to initiate this bubbling up, or you may have people that remind you of your family showing up. And then that is bringing things up to the surface. So the reminder, inner power, inner beauty, never forget you are enough in every situation, in every way you are enough. So beyond these insecurities, knowing that that is the illusion, it is not true. It will feel like it's gripping. It will feel intense. And the reminder, come back to your body, come back to the nurturance. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. The next card, the Golden Phoenix. You soar from the ashes and are ready to fly again. I love that so much. And that's just it. When you move through these insecurities, when you start to give yourself more love, you rise. It's not about receiving from the outside anymore. It's really about giving to ourselves first. Now, there's a difference between being self-reliant and giving to ourselves from a space where we are nourishing ourselves, and then completely isolating and detaching from the outside world and not being able to ask for help. So there's a difference between the two. So yes, you may still receive help from the outside, but this is you standing in your power. This is you really becoming intimate with your own inner transformation and spreading your wings and rising in your inner flame and becoming that fullness of who you are. And even if you think of these colors, right? Like with the Phoenix energy, these colors, it's like fiery, it's active, it's burning away all of the old that is not serving you anymore. And you're just leaving those ashes behind. One thing that's coming through so strongly that I want to share is that we are not just experiencing the one time experience. So let me explain. If you have a trigger come up today and it brings up an emotion, that trigger that has been a repetition from your past, not only in this lifetime, but past lifetimes, all of the situations as you are releasing are all here in that moment. And that's why it feels so intense right now. That's why the inner work feels so intense. It really is intense. And just remember to breathe through it, to take care of your body, to keep coming into stillness, into pause, into silence, taking space for yourself. It is so important now. So we're going to get a couple cards from the Language of Light deck. Got 3 cards that have come out here. The first one is Soul Tree. So again, if I look at this card, it's like your roots, you're rooted into Mother Earth, right? So it's the same thing I was speaking about our physical body. It's like grounding into Mother Earth, grounding our roots. So if we are this tree represents our soul. We're grounding our roots into the earth so that we are supported by her. And then from that space where we are fully supported, which also means that our physical body has been taken care of and is strong. The foundation of our body is strong. So from that strong foundation, because we've rested, we've taken the pauses, we've taken the sacred rest, we're self-honoring, we are listening. We're giving our body what it needs. We're drinking more water. We're eating what we're being asked to eat for nourishment. From this space, we are fully ready to open. And the more rest that we get, the more grounded we are, the more open we are in our heart. So our branches start opening, we start expanding, our breath gets more, open and expanded and relaxed. And the more relaxed we are in our own being, the more we can open up into the infinite. And not to the infinite, because we are infinite, right? It's like we're opening up to the remembrance of who we are. We are beginning to embody our divine birthright of being a co-creator and being able to create infinitely. Next card, alignment. That's what it is. It's all about coming into alignment. And the sword is cutting away the illusion. It's just moving right through anything that is not of the truth. And that's why everything is coming up. And you see how the sword is coming right through the heart, because it's like the heart is not going to have any of that illusion. So if you're clinging to the illusion, if you're clinging to the insecurities or any of those emotions that are holding you in that pattern, you're going to be closing your heart. So we want to allow the sacred sword to just move through it and cut through all of the illusion so that our hearts can be open. And then when we come into that alignment, right? So the mind is going to want to trick you into believing what you're feeling. And the best teaching, one of my favorites of Kundalini Yoga, the soul body, is to bow your head to your heart. It's like surrender the mind, the ego mind, to the heart. Let the heart lead. Let the heart be open. Yes, we need our logical mind. Yes, we require both leading from our heart and leading from logic. But if we're consistently working from the mind space and this is shut down, we're not living in alignment. We're not moving from a space of soul-led living. And we're in a time now that we require ourselves to show up in that way if we want to feel fulfillment, if we want to be liberated. No one on the outside is going to liberate us. It's up to us. And the only way to liberate ourselves is to free ourselves from the chains that our mind and the compartmentalization of the mind, the stories of the mind, and to really start to open and open and open. And the more that we open, the more we come into alignment. And again, let's go back to what I said at the beginning. It's about the body. It's about your physical body being finely tuned to be relaxed enough so that your heart can be opened, right? Because when your body is relaxed, you drop from your head to your body. And when you drop from your head to your body, you're able to open and expand into your heart. But if you're living up here and you're stressed, you're breathing up, 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 and the more we breathe up into the chest and into the shoulders and everything gets tense, all the energy comes into the head, and then I'm thinking more and everything is scattered and it's chaos and I'm not clear or I have brain fog, but the moment, and then I start breathing from my belly. And everything starts grounding and anchoring in. A practice that has really helped me is to breathe into the belly. As you inhale, you expand into the belly, but let your internal visualization be that your breath is moving down into the earth. It's like you're grounding your roots deeper into the earth as you inhale. So the belly comes out as you inhale, you ground into the earth through your roots. As you exhale, you let the energy come in from Mother Earth back into you as your belly comes in towards your spine and relaxes. So let's just take a moment. I want to share this practice. We'll just do one breath together. Close your eyes for a moment. Bring your hands onto your belly. Just notice how you're breathing, where the breath is moving in your body. Let yourself exhale through the mouth. Let the belly come in, and we take a deep inhale through the nose. Let the belly expand in all directions. And as your belly expands, send the energy down towards the earth. As you exhale through your mouth, slowly, softly, gently, feel the energy come back in from Mother Earth into your body, and let your belly come in. Let's do one more. Inhale, expand, send the energy down. Exhale, let the belly come in as you relax and you draw the energy back in from Mother Earth into your body. Take a free breath. And open your eyes. So just notice how that made you feel. It was only 2 breaths. Yes, I know we didn't take many. It doesn't take long. It takes intention, it takes presence, and that's it. And it takes repetition. Really, that's what it really takes, is repetition. So when I used to have panic attacks and high anxiety, which I did, I used to have panic attacks to the point where I almost felt like passing out. My breath was shallow and it would come up, or I was holding it, it would come up here. All the energy was in my head. It was like I couldn't even process the thoughts, anything that was happening. And I learned about this long, deep breathing into the belly. And I learned it in drama class, actually, when I was 15 in high school. And so I started retraining myself through this breath. And anytime I would feel like something was coming on, I would start to go into deeper breathing. It's not as easy to do it in the moment where the panic attack is already coming on or the anxiety is already there. So then I learned further to just start doing it every day. So I would take, 10 breaths a day with my hands on my belly, or one hand on my belly, one hand on my chest, so that my chest wasn't doing the work and my belly was the main mover, the main initiator of my breath. And that over time helped me to recalibrate in the moments that I would feel stress. That's what a daily meditation practice is. You do it and you do it and you do it, and then you go out into the world, and then you actually can reset yourself when you're being pulled out of your center. It's like, oh no, I've practiced this. I know how to come back to my center. So this could be something that is very helpful if you have this, anxiety or panic or any of those insecurities, any of this stuff coming up, to really come back into your body, to really relax your body so that you can get out of your head and into your heart. And the final card that came through with this deck is soul writing. So this came through in another reading. It was maybe 2 days ago, about writing, creative expression. So Leo is creative expression. So soul writing is like a form of automatic writing. So you can create a space for yourself to, you might want to light a candle, you might want to do a meditation, or you might just want to take out a book and start writing. But allow yourself to free write. Allow whatever is on your heart to come out. You may want to journal. You may want to write poetry. You might want to write whatever it is, right? Whatever it is coming out of you without thinking, right? So that whole statement of I've said before about being a witness is coming through right now. So instead of being the doer, be the witness and allow the doing to happen through you. So that's becoming the channel. That was when I was talking about everyone is a channel for creative expression. It's just about getting out of our own way and not operating from the mind space, because when our mind gets involved, there starts to be a censorship that happens, and it's like reviewing it and then changing it, and then the perfectionism comes in, right? So it's like editing, and it's like, oh no. And it's so interesting. I actually was writing, I wrote something yesterday for the Magdalene Feast Day, and I heard something else come through after I'd already posted it, and I was about to change it, and I was like, no, like, sure, that applies, but this came through you in a pure form. This came through you without you getting in the way. So that is the essence right now of this soul writing. And this is going to help with your healing. This is going to help with you releasing the insecurities, the emotions, because it's going to get you more connected to yourself, more connected into your heart space again. So really start to become intimate with yourself, what's coming through you, what wants to be expressed, and allow yourself to express it. Okay, so this will be the last deck that we're picking from today. I just got pulled in that direction. We're going to do this, and then we're going to pick a number as well. All right. Oh my God, I love it. Dolphins, play. It's okay to relax, smile again, share your flow. That's Leo energy. Play, lighten up. This has been coming in so strongly in so many readings in the past just week, right? So if you go back to any of my other readings that I've done, we had a whole video on play. Play, 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 play. And that's part of the Mercury retrograde. So it's time to play so that the creative expression flows more effortlessly. Because if you're too serious about figuring it all out, about being creative, about doing what you want to be doing, you're missing the point. When we start to play, when we start to have joy in our life, the inspiration comes naturally. And the message, it's okay to rest. So there's, when we're playing, it can be a form of rest as well, because it's helping our bodies to lighten up in a different way. And that, through that playfulness and that lightening up, it starts to release the density. It releases those stagnant emotions, those insecurities, those feelings that are bubbling up. It just transforms it. So lighten up, rest, play. This is the message. And then I've got this Golden Codes of Shambhala book. I was being drawn to pick a number, so I'll just open to a page. All right, Shambhala, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. Protection on all levels. Okay, so you are protected. And you are protected, and if you're feeling these insecurities, what I was talking about earlier, about going out and feeling like it's too much and being out in public is overwhelming, utilize what you have, what you know to protect yourself. So you may want to use specific crystals to protect yourself. You may want to use sprays. So you may want to also, right, saging, Palo Santo, Florida water. These are practices that I do all the time before I leave the house, when I wake up in the morning, before I go to bed, when I get back from being out, and it's like intentionally clearing the energy field. You can also call in the light of the divine. You can call in your angels, your guides. You can call in whatever is in resonance to you to create a field of protection around you, right? Because you have your aura, and your aura goes beyond your physical body. So when you're walking around in the world, your aura is, coming into contact with other people's aura. It's not just your physical body here, their physical body there, and you're walking by and there's no contact. Even if you don't look at each other, sometimes there's contact, right? Because of depending on how expansive your aura is and how expansive their aura is. So we're continuously picking things up. And so to really be mindful of that protection, to be mindful if you need some extra protection, do what you need to do to utilize that, right? So you can call it in through your words, through your intention, through visualization, through crystals, through sprays, through sacred smudging, right? So you have all of these opportunities to use in order to bring in more protection into your life. And you are protected. You already are protected. So knowing that when we are in our truth, in full alignment with God, Goddess consciousness, in full alignment with Source, in full alignment with our divinity, when we identify as that, we already are protected. So that is when we are in full alignment. I love that that's the only card that was popping out still. When we are in full alignment, we already are protected. And we always are protected. When we rightly identify with who we truly are, we are always divinely guided. We are always divinely protected. Okay, so I'm going to end with a spray, which is Rosa Alba. It's to open the heart center. Just seeing what any last messages coming through. So the message coming through is to bring more awareness to your heart each and every day. especially now that we are entering Leo season. It's that courageousness, it's the openness of our heart, the playfulness, that creative expression that helps us to expand and be open to all those possibilities. So, if we can bring our awareness to our heart, this could mean placing our hands on our heart every day, just taking a moment to recognize, to feel this sacred space that helps us to expand. It's just a moment of our time to bring ourselves into this awareness. And we can also breathe into the heart space. So just as we were breathing into the belly, we can bring awareness into expansion in all directions from our heart. And exhale to really relax and let the heart be nourished. So bringing more awareness into our hearts so that the intention of bringing our mind space chatter to a stillness as we come into our body, as we open our hearts and we lighten up so that we can be open to what is coming through for us in our full alignment. Thank you so much for being here on this week's reading. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I will see you again next time.